Hi everyone. Welcome to Teachers Free. We now present to you our Grade 8 English 2nd Periodical Test Review. This review includes 40 multiple-choice questions that measures understanding and application of persuasive communication skills. It evaluates knowledge of facts and opinions, types of claims and evidence, propaganda and rhetorical techniques, diction and coherence, thesis and argument organization, and multimodal text production. Each item asks learners to choose the correct or best answer based on their grasp of technical and conceptual terms. Let's get ready and review together for your second quarter English test. Question 1. Which statement correctly defines a claim in persuasive writing? A. A factual statement that can be proven through statistics. B. A belief or assertion that requires support through evidence. C. A neutral idea that avoids argument. Answer. B. A belief or assertion that requires support through evidence. A claim states a position that invites debate and proof. It shows understanding of argumentative structure in persuasive texts. Question 2. Which is correct about anecdotal evidence? A. It is based on personal experiences that illustrate a point. B. It depends entirely on scientific experimentation. C. It cites experts with documented credentials. Answer. A. It is based on personal experiences that illustrate a point. Anecdotal evidence uses stories to support claims but lacks universal proof. It demonstrates conceptual knowledge of evidence types in argumentation. Question 3. Which rhetorical appeal focuses on logic and reasoning? A. Ethos. B. Logos. C. Pathos. Answer. B. Logos. Logos persuades by using facts, data, and logical organization. It applies understanding of rhetorical appeals in text analysis. Question 4. A poster encourages people to join the trend and support our cause. Which is the correct propaganda technique used? A. Transfer. B. Bandwagon. C. Glittering generalities. Answer. B. Bandwagon. Bandwagon appeals to the desire to belong by implying everyone else is participating. It shows analytical understanding of persuasive strategies in media texts. Question 5. Which is correct about the persuasive appeal pathos? A. It uses ethical authority to build trust. B. It evokes emotions to influence the audience. C. It presents numerical data and statistics. Answer. B. It evokes emotions to influence the audience. Pathos triggers feelings like pity, fear, or hope to strengthen persuasion. It demonstrates understanding of effective appeals in communication. Question 6. Which statement correctly identifies a claim of policy? A. Plastic bags harm marine life. B. The government must ban single-use plastics. C. Marine life is beautiful and should be protected. Answer. B. The government must ban single-use plastics. It proposes a specific course of action to solve a problem. It shows application of claim classification in persuasive texts. Question 7. Which is correct about imperative sentences in persuasion? A. They state facts objectively. B. They issue commands or direct requests to readers. C. They ask questions for clarification. Answer. B. They issue commands or direct requests to readers. Imperatives prompt immediate action from the audience. It demonstrates recognition of sentence functions in rhetoric. Question 8. Which transition marker correctly shows contrast between ideas? A. However. B. Furthermore. C. In addition. Answer: A. However. It signals a shift to an opposing point. It applies knowledge of cohesive devices for clarity and logic. Question 9. Which is correct about formal diction? A. It avoids slang and maintains professional tone. B. It uses casual expressions for familiar readers. C. It depends on emotional language for impact. Answer: A. It avoids slang and maintains professional tone. Formal diction shows respect and credibility toward the audience. It demonstrates awareness of tone and register in academic writing. Question 10. The repetition of a word or phrase at the beginning of successive sentences is known as what? A. Antithesis. B. Anaphora. C. Parallelism. Answer: B. Anaphora. It emphasizes key ideas through repetition and rhythm. It applies knowledge of rhetorical devices for persuasive effect. Question 11. Which statement best represents a claim of value? A. Online learning is better than traditional learning. B. Many students use the internet daily. C. Schools should add more computers. Answer: A. Online learning is better than traditional learning. It judges quality or worth rather than proposing an action. It shows conceptual grasp of evaluative claims. Question 12. Which is correct about the thesis statement? A. It introduces examples without argument. B. It presents the central idea or main argument of the text. C. It lists supporting details randomly. Answer: B. It presents the central idea or main argument of the text. A thesis gives direction and focus to the entire composition. It demonstrates application of structural writing concepts. Question 13. Which is correct about transition devices? A. They create logical connections between ideas. B. They make sentences longer without meaning. C. They replace topic sentences completely. Answer: A. They create logical connections between ideas. Transitions help achieve coherence and readability. It applies technical knowledge of textual cohesion. Question 14. Which evaluation correctly describes the effect of formal diction in persuasion? A. It creates a credible and objective tone. B. It adds exaggeration and bias. C. It reduces clarity by using slang. Answer: A. It creates a credible and objective tone. Formal word choice builds trust with the audience. It evaluates tone and style based on purpose and reader. Question 15. Which slogan illustrates the propaganda technique glittering generalities? A. Building a brighter future for all. B. Everyone joins the winning team. C. Stand with the nation's heroes. Answer: A. Building a brighter future for all. It uses positive but vague language that evokes approval without evidence. It evaluates recognition of propaganda that relies on emotional vagueness. Question 16. Which is correct about parallel structure? A. It uses different grammatical forms to show contrast. B. It repeats similar grammatical patterns for balance. C. It avoids repetition of any word form. Answer: B. It repeats similar grammatical patterns for balance. Parallelism creates rhythm and clarity in sentences. It shows application of syntactic accuracy in composition. Question 17. Which rhetorical device balances two opposing ideas for emphasis? A. Antithesis. B. Anaphora. C. Metonymy. Answer: A. Antithesis. It places contrasting concepts side by side for impact. It demonstrates analytical recognition of contrastive structures. Question 18. Which is correct about a rhetorical question? A. It is asked to provoke thought without expecting an answer. B. It requires a detailed factual response. C. It introduces statistical data. Answer: A. It is asked to provoke thought without expecting an answer. Rhetorical questions engage readers and emphasize points. It applies understanding of persuasive language techniques. Question 19. Which appeal is correctly matched with its characteristic? A. Ethos, credibility and moral authority. B. Pathos, logic and statistics. C. Logos, emotion and sympathy. Answer: A. Ethos, credibility and moral authority. Ethos builds trust by showing the speaker's ethics and expertise. It shows conceptual accuracy in identifying rhetorical appeals. Question 20. A student adds survey results and research data to support a claim. Which evaluation is correct? A. It demonstrates use of logos for logical persuasion. B. It relies on pathos to appeal to emotions. C. It shows ethos by citing moral values. Answer: A. It demonstrates use of logos for logical persuasion. Using data and facts appeals to the reader's reason. It assesses application of evidence-based reasoning. Question 21. Which part of a persuasive text presents and refutes an opposing view? A. Introduction. B. Counterargument. C. Conclusion. Answer: B. Counterargument. It acknowledges another side and answers it with reasons and evidence. It evaluates understanding of argument structure and critical response. Question 22. Which statement correctly identifies a claim of fact? A. Plastic waste harms marine life. B. Government must ban plastic straws. C. Plastic bags are immoral. Answer: A. Plastic waste harms marine life. It is verifiable as true or false, unlike policy, action, or value, judgment. It evaluates accurate identification of claim categories. Question 23. Which section restates the thesis and summarizes key points? A. Introduction. B. Body. C. Conclusion. Answer: C. Conclusion. It reinforces the central argument and reminds readers of the main ideas. It shows knowledge of persuasive text organization. Question 24. Which check best ensures coherence between ideas? A. Use of transition markers and logical order. B. Increased word count. C. Larger font size. Answer: A. Use of transition markers and logical order. Cohesive devices and sequencing connect ideas meaningfully. It applies organizational principles for clarity. Question 25. Which sentence presents a clear thesis statement? A. Many teenagers use social media daily. B. Schools must teach responsible online behavior among students. C. Social media is fun and entertaining. Answer: B. Schools must teach responsible online behavior among students. It asserts a focused, debatable stand that guides the essay. It applies formulation of a central argument. Question 26. A candidate frequently appears beside a respected philanthropist to imply shared values. Which propaganda technique is correct? A. Transfer. B. Bandwagon. C. Glittering generalities. Answer: A. Transfer. It borrows positive associations from a respected figure to the candidate. It evaluates recognition of association-based persuasion. Question 27. A flyer highlights only benefits and hides major risks of a product. Which is correct? A. Half-truth. B. Testimonial. C. Card stacking only. Answer: A. Half-truth. It presents partial accuracy while omitting crucial details. It measures ability to detect bias in persuasive materials. Question 28. Why is identifying the target audience essential? A. It guides tone, style, and examples to suit readers. B. It limits creativity of the writer. C. It guarantees a longer essay. Answer: A. It guides tone, style, and examples to suit readers. Audience awareness improves relevance and impact. It applies practical communication skills. Question 29. Which element distinguishes a position paper from other text types? A. Organized defense of a stance with evidence. B. Personal narrative of childhood memories. C. Descriptive listing of objects. Answer: A. Organized defense of a stance with evidence. It persuades through research, reasoning, and structure. It applies comprehension of formal persuasive composition. Question 30. A conclusion ends with "Let us act now to protect our seas." Which evaluation is correct? A. It is a call to action that urges concrete steps. B. It repeats ideas without direction. C. It introduces an unrelated topic. Answer: A. It is a call to action that urges concrete steps. It suitably closes by motivating readers to respond. It evaluates effectiveness of persuasive closure techniques. Question 31. Which thesis is weak? A. Climate change affects everyone and requires urgent action. B. Pollution is bad for the environment. C. Banning plastic bags can reduce ocean waste. Answer: B. Pollution is bad for the environment. It is too broad and lacks specific, arguable focus. It analyzes judgment of claim strength. Question 32. Which makes a multimodal text effective for persuasion? A. Complementary visuals, audio, and words that support meaning. B. Unrelated images added for decoration. C. Overuse of effects without clear message. Answer: A. Complementary visuals, audio, and words that support meaning. Aligned modes strengthen clarity and impact. It evaluates integration quality in multimodal communication. Question 33. Which step ensures a clear advocacy video message before recording? A. Writing a focused script with purpose and audience. B. Collecting random clips to merge later. C. Choosing background music first. Answer: A. Writing a focused script with purpose and audience. Planning directs content and pacing. It applies pre-production planning skills. Question 34. To improve coherence, what should a writer revise first? A. Order of ideas and connectors. B. Page margins. C. Font color. Answer: A. Order of ideas and connectors. Logical sequencing and transitions produce smooth flow. It demonstrates revision for organization. Question 35. Which section develops arguments with evidence and examples? A. Introduction. B. Body. C. Conclusion. Answer: B. Body. It explains, supports, and illustrates the thesis. It shows understanding of text structure. Question 36. Which practice ensures ethical persuasion? A. Using truthful, verified information. B. Exaggerating facts to gain support. C. Hiding counter-evidence. Answer: A. Using truthful, verified information. Honesty sustains credibility and audience trust. It evaluates moral responsibility in communication. Question 37. Which sentence uses a contrast transition correctly? A. Recycling reduces waste, however, many people still ignore it. B. Recycling saves trees and energy. C. Recycling is important and helpful. Answer: A. Recycling reduces waste, however, many people still ignore it. However signals a shift to an opposing point. It applies analysis of transition function in context. Question 38. After revising for coherence and accuracy, what comes next in the writing process? A. Proofreading and final editing. B. Immediate publication. C. Adding unrelated topics. Answer: A. Proofreading and final editing. It ensures mechanical correctness before submission. It applies process-oriented writing skills. Question 39. Which is correct? Match each example to its evidence type. A 2024 DOST study reports a 15% drop after the program. A. Anecdotal evidence, a single personal story. B. Argument from authority, prestige of the speaker alone. C. Empirical evidence, data from systematic investigation. Answer: C. Empirical evidence, data from systematic investigation. It cites measured results from a formal study rather than personal testimony. It evaluates correct classification of evidence. Question 40. Which multimodal output best supports a social awareness advocacy? A. A campaign video combining narration, images, and captions. B. A plain text-only handout. C. A silent clip with no message. Answer: A. A campaign video combining narration, images, and captions. Combining modes increases clarity and audience engagement. It applies synthesis of persuasive strategies and media literacy. Great job completing the Grade 8 English second quarter test. This test reinforces learners' ability to think critically, write ethically, and communicate effectively in real-life contexts. Reviewing answers with explanations will help strengthen their understanding of persuasive strategies and enhance confidence in composing analytical, well-structured, and audience-aware texts. Keep this test as both a review and reflection tool, a reminder that strong communication begins with clarity, evidence.
Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends or fellow teachers, and don't forget to subscribe for more free resources and study guides. And see you in the next video.